Hi everyone, I'm Matthew Ryals and welcome back to the channel. This is the second episode in my Patch Programmability series. This series is all about getting the most out of your modules by using them in creative and sometimes unconventional ways. Today's video is all about patching your own custom VCAs. Have you ever been a little bit disappointed by your VCAs or low-pass gates? Like, why don't more VCAs include offset gain? Or why don't more VCAs have more than one CV input? Size and cost is likely the answer. But I find that I often need more than one signal to control a voice's dynamics and phrasing. Or maybe I need the option to switch between droning and enveloping. Well, today we are going to look at how to get more out of the VCAs you already own. Really, it's a simple subject, but I find it's very useful and perhaps often overlooked. Let's dive in. So in this first patch, I'm going to use the Doepfer A130-8 as our VCA. It's a very bare bones VCA. The CV input isn't even normal to a high voltage, so we're not hearing any sound. I'm also going to use the Generate 3 by Joranalogue, which is an oscillator, and this Select 2 module by Joranalogue, which is basically an offset and attenuverter module, but it can do a whole lot more. So our goal for the first patch is to get two different signals to control the level of this VCA, even though it only has one CV input. So first I'm going to take Select 2's channel B output and plug it into our CV input on the VCA. Because of the way this module mixes its outputs, I can use either knob to send offset gain into the VCA. Next, I would like to use this contour 1 as an envelope. So I'll go ahead and begin patching that up. And I'll continue by patching up a simple voice using the O control as a sequencer. So as you can hear, I can simply apply offset gain to allow the voice to drone away, or I can control the amplitude with the envelope. Or I can choose some combination. I could also send in an inverted envelope with some offset gain and get this kind of fading in effect. Very similar to having a longer attack time. And that's basically it for this first patch. It's just to demonstrate how you can combine two signals to control a VCA's level even when it only has one CV input. Alright, let's move on to the next patch. So for our second patch, we're going to use the Make Noise Optomix, which is a low-pass gate, instead of a standard VCA. Additionally, we'll use the Make Noise Mass for envelope control, some offset gain, and some mixing duties. And we'll keep using Generate 3 as an oscillator. At first, our goal is going to stay the same. We're going to try to control the amplitude of our sound with both an envelope and offset gain. Because Maths includes this mixer section, we can use the sum out to combine any signals we're going to need. Channels 2 and 3 are both normal to offset voltages, so I'll use channel 2 for offset gain. And we can use channel 1 as an envelope. So just like in our first patch, we can choose between offset gain or our envelope or some kind of mixture of the two. But what if we wanted to add a second voice and have its amplitude controlled in a similar manner, with both offset gain and an envelope? In this case, I would like to use channel 3 because it is also normal to an offset voltage, and that's going to be our offset gain. Channel 4 will be our envelope. I've already used the sum output, so I'm going to need an external module to add these two signals together. So to add these two channels together, I'm going to use Joranalogue's Add 2 module, which is a 2-channel unity mixer. I'll just take these two signals and plug them into the bottom channel of this unity mixer. And I'm just using the bottom channel because it's easier to reach. This is the output signal, and it will go into the control input of channel 2 of our Optomix. For an oscillator, I'm just going to use this contour 1 that I already have looping and set to audio mode. And I'm also going to need to switch the output that we're monitoring from channel 1 to the sum out on Optomix. Let's see if we have both signals coming through. That's channel 1, and there's channel 2. And with O control, I'll switch things up just a bit. We'll use all 8 steps for the sequence, and I'll combine 2 steps to trigger the envelope for voice 2. Just a simple pattern for voice 2. So there's voice 1, and here's voice 2. Just like before, both voices can be controlled with their envelope, offset gain, or a mixture of the two. So I hope you found that patch useful. We use these two very common and popular modules to control the amplitude of two different voices in 2 ways, with both envelope control and offset gain. We did have to use a second mixer, but a slim unity mixer like Add 2 by Joranalogue can get the job done really well. Let's move on to our final patch. For our third and final patch, we're going to use the Doepfer A132-3 dual VCA. This VCA has everything you would normally need to control the amplitude of a voice, from offset gain to a CV input with attenuator. But in this patch, our goal is to switch between different modulation signals to control the amplitude. And to do that, we're going to use this Doepfer switch. So for this first control signal, I'm going to use O control again to trigger an envelope. We're going to pass this envelope through channel 2 of this switch. So channel 1 is no input, channel 2 is the envelope. Let's see if we have that working. Sounds good. For our second modulation signal, I'd like to use Orbit 3 by Joranalogue. This is a chaos oscillator that can work in audio rate or sub-audio rate. Let's see if that's passing through. Cool. For our third control signal, I'd like to use one of these pressure outputs from press point. I'll plug that into channel 4 of our switch. And let's see if this is working. So now I have 4 different amplitude controls. Our envelope, which is being triggered by the sequencer. This chaos oscillator. Or pressure. Plus any of these signals can have offset gain applied. I do something pretty similar to this approach in my patch that's designed for live improvisation. Well, I hope this video gave you some ideas on how to get more out of your VCAs. With a few common modules you may already have sitting around, you can likely patch up the options you need in most scenarios. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to be notified of more videos like this. Bye for now.